Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Finance Friday. My name is Coach Susan and I'm very happy to have you back on here for yet another one. Now, I want to make today's episode short and sweet. Today, I want to talk about some 5 budgeting myths that I think are keeping so many of us broke and preventing us from achieving our financial goals. So without further ado, I'm gonna get right straight into it. Come with me. The first myth is that budgeting is restrictive and that it prevents you from enjoying your money. If I had $1 for every time someone has told me that the reason why they do not budget is because it makes them feel as if now if I'm planning for my money, I can no longer enjoy it. Now I'm restricted, or that life is just going to start becoming difficult because I have actually started budgeting. Nothing could be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, budgeting is ideally just intentionally allocating your money and not necessarily restricting yourself, okay? A budget ideally helps you to plan and prioritize spending your money on the things that actually matter most to you and reduce spending on the things that are unnecessary or things that do not matter to you. So if you actually struggle with budgeting, and you think that one of the reasons is because your mindset towards it is actually because it is restrictive, I think it is about time that you start examining where you picked up that belief from. I've said this on this channel and I want to repeat it again, that your success with budgeting and money management is 20% head knowledge and 80% your mindset. So maybe one of the reasons you think budgeting is restrictive is actually because that is how it was presented to you from how you actually started understanding, from when you actually started understanding budgeting and what it means to you. So you want to actually try and re-examine that and change your mindset around why you think it's restrictive. So could it be restrictive because you do not maybe factor things like fun and entertainment, or that money pedi you would want to do? Figure out what it is that if you included in your budget, then you would stop feeling as if budgeting is actually quite restrictive for you. It is a myth. It's not true that a budget is restrictive. A budget is actually the one thing that will help you to intentionally make informed decisions about what you would want your money to do for you. The second myth is that budgeting is for people with low income. Regardless of your level of income, budgeting is essential for you because it ideally helps you to make the most and the best use of your money. As a low-income earner, you definitely feel the need to budget and to plan for your money. And a lot of it really just comes from an anxiety of, I don't have enough money, I have to plan. But even as you advance in your career or your business grows and more money starts coming in, I've actually noticed that a lot of us just start relaxing and you're not over obsessing really or following up exactly on how much of your money is actually going where. And as you climb that ladder or as you increase your income, what you used to survive with maybe 4 or 5 years ago now is like pocket change to you. And because of that, we tend to not be careful about the areas in which we are bleeding money. And therefore, even as our income increases, we find that we are not fully benefiting from our earning potential or our increase in income. That's ideally what we call lifestyle creep. So it is completely a myth, okay, that budgeting is only for poor people. At whatever level of income you are in, budgeting is something that you need to prioritize, because remember we said it's so simple. Budgeting is ideally telling your money where to go and intentionally planning for it instead of always wondering or not knowing where your money is going. So even with a lot of income and with more money and more opportunities, do not forget the basics that actually got you there. Even just as an example, some 2 weeks ago, I was working with a client whom we were actually looking at the budget, and we were finding that there are some loopholes and we could not actually be able to track where the money is going. And it is actually such a funny story because I actually gave my client an assignment to go remember just in the past 1 week where their money has been going. And we picked up something that we had actually not indicated on their budget, and that is that at least when they're actually walking to work every day and when they're coming back, they'll pick up a snack, most times a bar of chocolates that will cost them around 187 bob every day. So if you multiply 175 times 2, that's roughly around 300 bob every day on a snack. And you know, in your head, you're thinking, this is actually very little money. Why do I need to plan for a snack that costs me just 100 shillings? And then when we now projected that amount multiplied by 30 days or around 25 days of the month, we found that there was an unaccounted for 6,000 to 7,000 Kenya shillings that was actually going to chocolate, guys, just a snack. Okay, so there's no such thing as too little money. So if you're also in a position where you feel like, okay, I earn too little, what's the need of counting, or I'm spending, this is very little money to budget or to track, there's no such thing. If you extrapolate that over a 1 month period or over 3 to 4 months, you realize that that is a lot of money that has gone to something that you thought was very little. So no matter the level of your income, tracking your expenses, intentionally planning, which is budgeting, is highly essential. Okay? The third myth is that budgeting is actually time consuming and difficult. Guys, believe me, it is not difficult. Okay? Budgeting is as easy as you make it. It is as time consuming as you make it. Okay? Nowadays, we have tools and resources that you can use to simplify how you budget and how you plan for your money. And it actually does not have to be hard, difficult, time consuming, or even stressful for you. You can use mobile apps. I will recommend the one that I use down below in the description box. It's a money manager app. I will also recommend, if you're an Excel babe, or if you just like seeing a cute dashboard from, you know, where your money is going, all the way from your hair to your nails to the important bills like food, shelter, clothing, then I actually have a done for you budget tracker that you do not actually have to design for yourself from scratch. So on this budget tracker, I had in mind everything that people budget for, from debt freedom to savings like your emergency fund, Chama group contributions, SACCO, all the way to black tax and extended family commitments. All of those things are actually included in this done for you tracker. All you have to do is just key in the numbers every month, and you can actually see a depiction of everything that you have spent for that entire month. So I'm going to link it down in the description box. It only goes for Kenya shillings 750 bob only. This tracker will help you keep tabs on what you're spending, what you're saving, what you're investing, what you owe in terms of debt, including your long-term, medium-term, and short-term projects. So it all depends on what it is that works for you. So whether you're a notebook babe, an Excel person, or you prefer to just have everything on your phone, go online and actually find resources that will work for you. It is ideally not supposed to be difficult or complicated. It becomes that if you make it that. So remember, this is just tracking how much money you make, guys, and then tracking how much of it goes where. So it's ideally not supposed to be difficult. We also have a couple of rule of thumbs that can help you. For example, the 50-30-20 budgeting rule that helps you to understand how much of the portion you earn should go where. So according to this rule, we've talked about it on this channel before. 50% of your income should cater to your mandatory bills and expenses. 30% should, on the bare minimum, go towards savings, investments, and debt repayments. And then you have some 20% to take towards your wants and leisure. Okay? The fourth myth is that budgeting means giving up all the things you enjoy and actually not YOLOing. Okay? So most people think that when you are budgeting and being intentional about where your money is going, you are not enjoying your best life. And that is a lie, guys. Nothing could be further from the truth. you can actually budget for your best life, okay? If you actually take into account the things you enjoy doing, whether that is travel, whether that is dining out, whether that is hiking, going on adventures, or even pretty much just buying yourself a bottle of champagne or a bouquet of flowers, if that's what makes you feel like you're alive and that you're enjoying your hard-earned money, the truth of the matter is that you can actually incorporate those things into your budget. This mindset that has been sold to us that, oh, you're too young, stop over budgeting, stop overthinking about where your money is going. Guys, is the reason so many of us get to our 30s and 40s and we are regretting every decision. So that, I mean, you want to actually strike a proper balance between enjoying your life and ensuring that you're also maximizing on your youth. Okay, so just because you're budgeting, just because you're following up on where your money is going, does not actually mean that you're too serious or you're not enjoying life. I keep telling people this, there's a very fine line, and actually there's a very big difference, not a fine line. There's a big difference between enjoying your youth and having fun and being stupid. Please don't be stupid in the name of, you only live once. The truth of the matter is that if you actually want for your money to work for you, even as a 20-year-old, even as a 30-year-old, you can make your money work for you on both ends. You can travel and you can still save and invest. You can clear your debt and you can still have some money left towards your Friday night out with your friends. It's all about balance and moderation. The moment we stop thinking and interpreting budgeting as this really nasty thing that keeps us from enjoying our money, we will never quite benefit from its advantages. So start by fixing that mindset, okay, and experiencing that paradigm shift. For you as a person, there's no such thing as, budgeting is just something that will make me not enjoy your money. As a matter of fact, even in my own experience, I found that when I started paying more attention to my money and where it's going and planning intentionally, I'm enjoying more things now because I'm careful to not waste money on things that don't matter to me. And because I'm able to do that, I'm able to do the things I enjoy and love because there's money for them. I didn't waste it in loopholes that I'm not even able to track. Okay. Now, the last myth is that budgeting is a one-time task that you do at the beginning of the year and you're done with it until next year or whichever period you want to work with. Guys, that's not true. Budgeting is not an event, it is a lifestyle. It is not a one-time thing that you just do at the beginning of whether that's the year or the quarter and leave it at that. It is an ongoing process. As a matter of fact, you can actually find yourself budgeting at the beginning of the month and 2 weeks into the month having to go back to your budget to readjust and change things because either you went crazy in week 1 and spent more money than what you had anticipated and now you need to reorganize things, or just something came up that you had not planned for, hadn't planned for. If you start looking at budgeting as a lifestyle, it's going to start entering your mind as a second nature kind of thing. It is about mindset, remember guys. It is about what do I understand about budgeting? What do I think it means to me? How do I relate with actually viewing my money? Because most of us actually have the fear of auditing your numbers to see where it has gone this week or where it has gone that month. But if you make it a habit, every end week, just sit with your notebook or your tracker and figure out, okay, at the beginning of the week, this is where I was. What have I done well this week? Maybe you've managed to cut out eating out or ordering in. You've eaten food from your house. Or what have I done badly this week that I would want to rectify? If you do that even over a 2 to 3 months period, guys, it only takes 90 days to form a new habit. What's a habit? A habit is just something that becomes your norm every day, like how you got so used to brushing your teeth every morning or when leaving the house that nowadays it's almost like a no-brainer thing. You just do it. That's exactly how budgeting and planning for your money, talking about your money and having discussions with yourself about what you can do better, That's how it can become second nature. You start by practicing doing it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, checking in on a quarterly basis, doing your end year financial review. Like right now as we speak, we are currently in June, wrapping up the first half of this year. If you're not already planning to do your your review for the first half of the year and plan for the second half of the year, this is actually a wonderful opportunity to do that. Okay, so we want to understand budgeting as a lifestyle. Stop looking at it as this big scary thing that you just need to get to start doing and stop at some point because you're fixed. We are not broken. We are not fixing anything. We are just trying to learn good habits, like how you want to exercise constantly, clean yourself constantly. We just want to keep auditing our finances constantly. Okay, and because of that, guys, I want to just highlight something that is super exciting that I am currently working on and would like to invite some of you who are able to join me. We spoke about wrapping up the first half of the year and planning on how to budget better in the second half of the year, from budgeting of your needs, your wants, your projects. Maybe your kids are going to school, or maybe you just have things that are coming up and you don't know how to allocate your money, what goes where, and how can I improve my money. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I really hope that it was impactful and that you picked up a couple of things that you can probably change and shift about your mindset towards budgeting. Share this video with your friends. Let me know in the comment box down below if you have any questions or concerns, and remember to also turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.